Alright you guys, so I have a clip here of this awesome eagle flying in the sky. But you know what's even more awesome is that by the end of this tutorial, you will learn how to make this motion graphic that not only tracks this flying eagle, but also zooms in on it. Alright, so that's what we're going to look at right now. So let's first of all right click this clip, and then in the menu, let's choose New Fusion Clip, which is going to turn this ordinary clip into a Fusion clip. Now let's take it to the Fusion page. So the first thing we're going to do here is to hit the Shift spacebar, which is going to bring up a search menu, and we're going to search for the tracker node here. So let's just simply bring the tracker node in, and then we're going to connect the media in node to the tracker node. Now I'm also going to project the tracker node onto the screen so that you guys can see better. All right, so you see that there's a green tracker right there on the screen. Let's just place it on top of our eagle here. So the inner rectangle is mainly used to tell the system which area to look for, which area to track. Now the red dotted lines around it, which is the search area, that's mainly used to tell the system in case that the subject becomes a little bit difficult to track, where the system can go to look for it. All right, so at this point we can pretty much go ahead and track it, but before we do that, there's just one more thing I want to do, which is to come to the adaptive mode here and then select every frame. Now you do have two different options, both are really good, so feel free to experiment and see which one works best for you. Now let's go ahead and select track forward. Now with the playhead position at the beginning of this clip, this is going to go all the way to the end, and you can see that it's doing a really good job actually tracking it. And the first thing you're going to notice once it's done is that there's all these white lines on the time ruler, which is pretty much the tracking position data that are being keyframed at every single frame. And you can come to the modifier tab here. You can see that there's also a tracker 1.1 path that's automatically generated where the tracking data is stored, and it also allows you to configure the tracking that you just did. All right, so at this point, I want to introduce you guys to two different ways in which you can use this tracking data. Now, first of all, let's start to zoom in on our subject here. So let's bring a transform node, and we are going to also bring a rectangle masking node and then connect it to the transform node. Now, the rectangle masking node is primarily used to define the area in which we're going to zoom in on. So we're going to center it around the eagle itself, and then start to shrink down the size of this masking node here. So I think this is pretty good. Now, what we're going to do next is to come to the transform node, and then we're also going to change the pivot point to the center of this mask as well, so which is pretty much the eagle itself. So I think that's pretty well aligned. Now, as we start to bring up the size, you're going to see that it's going to zoom in nicely on our subject here. So we're going to just bring up the size a little bit there. But one issue, as you can see, is just that the mask itself is not tracking the flying eagle. So that's what we're going to fix next. All right, so now let's come to the center setting of the rectangle masking node here. Right click, and then in the menu, let's choose connect to. Now you see that we have this tracker 1.1 path, which we saw earlier under the modifier tab. Let's just go to that and then select position. So now this is pretty much going to copy and paste all the tracking data that we just created earlier to this center setting. Now, as you can see, this mask is tracking perfectly to this eagle. However, one thing you are going to notice is that towards the end of this clip, this eagle is kind of flying out of the mask. It seems like it's not centered. And the reason is because the pivot position, which we changed earlier, is not being aligned to this tracking. So all we're going to do is to come to transform, right click the pivot setting here, and then in the menu, let's do the same thing. Let's go to connect to, and then let's connect to the tracker 1.1 path position data here. Pretty much it's just borrowing that tracking we just did earlier. Now you're going to see that not only the mask is being tracked perfectly, but also the subject is staying centered in the mask throughout this entire clip, regardless of where we are in this video. It's perfectly aligned. So that pretty much concludes the first method. Now I want to talk about the second method, which pretty much brings us to the motion graphics. So let's bring in, first of all, a background node. We're going to connect it to the transform node as a foreground here. So the first thing we're going to do is to change the color of the background here. I'm going to change it to white. And then I'm going to copy and paste this rectangle masking node here. And then let's connect this new one to the background node. And the first thing I'm going to do here is to actually remove the tracking data that we just used earlier. So let's just hit remove path 1. This is going to pretty much give us a clean start. So as you can see that it's not moving at all throughout this clip. Perfect. All right, so now let's start our build out by first of all deselecting the solid setting there, and then we're going to start to just bring up the border width setting ever so slightly. So a thin border, I think, is going to look really good for this effect. And then we're going to bring a polygon masking node and then connect it to the rectangle masking node. And then we're going to just put down our starting point there, right on the rectangle there, on the rectangle masking node. Make sure that it's overlapping with it. And then we're gonna hold down the shift key and then place the end point just slightly outside of the screen. And the shift key is going to make sure that this line is going to be perfectly straight. So now let's just bring up the border width there ever so slightly. Again, a thin line is going to look good for this effect. Okay, so now let's continue with our motion graphic build out. We are going to copy and paste this polygon masking node, and then in this new polygon node, we are going to use the center setting there to move this line to the right hand side of this rectangle masking node. Perfect. Now let's get started with the other two lines that will be perpendicular to the rectangle masking node. So once again, we're going to copy and paste this polygon node. And then this time around, let's come to the Z rotation, change it to 90 first of all. And then we're going to use the center position or center setting there to move this line towards the bottom of this rectangle masking node. Great. And then we're gonna just copy and paste one more time. I swear guys, this is the last time. So now in this new polygon masking node, we are going to just move it towards the top of this rectangle masking node there. So that pretty much is it as far as motion graphic build out goes. Honestly guys, you can do whatever you want here. It just really comes down to how you want it to look. But this is pretty much the method here. One issue again is that our motion graphic is not tracking this beautiful flying eagle. This time around though, I'm not gonna go into each individual node and then connect it to the tracking data like we did earlier. It's just gonna be too cumbersome. So instead, all we're gonna do is to connect this entire motion graphic to this tracker node. So we are going to disconnect it first of all from the merge node, and then we're gonna connect it to the tracker node here, and then we're gonna connect this tracker node to the merge as a foreground instead. Now, if we have a look, you're gonna notice one thing though, is that it seems like everything that we did earlier has disappeared. Where's the motion graphic? So what we need to do is to come to the operation tab and then change the operation setting to match move. So now you can see we have the motion graphic. However, the subject itself is not zoomed in. And all we need to do in this case is to come to merge and then change it to foreground only. But I'm actually going to project the tracker window onto the screen first so that you guys can see what's happening. Now, by default, we have the motion graphic, which is the foreground, over the background, which is our original clip. But if we change it to foreground only, now you're going to see that we have the motion graphic only. And if we look at this entire effect, you can see that not only do we have the motion graphic that tracks perfectly to this flying eagle, but also the eagle itself is zoomed in as part of this effect. Now I'm just going to switch back and forth between media in one node and the media out one so that you guys can see how far we've come, the progress that we've made. Now, one last thing is just that these lines don't seem to extend to the end of the screen. So all we need to do then is to come to the tracker node, go to the edge setting under the operation tab, change it to duplicate. So now as you can see, this pretty much complete this entire effect. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and tracking is not as intimidating as it looks. So I hope this helped. And as always, I will see you next time.